A machine picks a target. There is no soldier behind a scope, no finger on a trigger, no human hesitation. The weapon simply decides and fires. This is not a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster. This is happening right now in real conflicts on real battlefields. And the terrifying part? The world has no agreed rules to stop it. Welcome to the age of killer robots. And nobody can agree on what to do about them. Chapter 1. What exactly is a killer robot? The term sounds dramatic, but the technical reality is straightforward and deeply unsettling. A lethal autonomous weapon system, or LAWS, is a weapon that selects and engages a target based entirely on sensor data, not human commands. Once activated, it decides on its own what to attack, when to attack, and where. No soldier pulls the trigger at the final moment. The algorithm does. This is fundamentally different from a drone, where a human operator makes the final call. Autonomous weapons systems make life and death decisions without human intervention, using algorithms that process sensor data like facial recognition, heat signatures, and movement patterns. The line between a remotely controlled weapon and a truly autonomous one is thin. And nations are crossing it faster than the law can keep up. Chapter 2. They're already being used. Here is what most people don't realize. This debate isn't about some distant future. Autonomous weapons systems are already being deployed in Ukraine and were on display at China's recent military parade. In Ukraine, the scale of drone warfare has reached staggering levels. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense reported purchasing 1.5 million FPV drones in 2024, with a domestic production capacity of 4.5 million. And these aren't just remotely piloted. In December 2024, Ukrainian forces carried out the first fully unmanned operation near Lipsy, north of Kharkiv, an attack involving dozens of uncrewed ground vehicles and drones, with no infantry participation whatsoever. Russia is rapidly matching this pace. Russia has begun using AI to make its Shad drones harder to jam, with newer models using 4G data modems and satellite navigation to evade Ukrainian electronic defenses. Chapter 3. The Race. No one wants to lose. Why are nations racing into this technology if it's so dangerous? The answer is simple. Because everyone else is doing it. Militaries want these systems for their speed, efficiency, and ability to minimize soldier casualties, fueling global investment. A weapon that never tires, never panics, and can process battlefield data in milliseconds sounds like a strategic dream. The nation that deploys it first gains an enormous advantage. And no major military power wants to be the one that doesn't. The US military sponsors more than 800 AI-related projects, directing almost $2 billion to AI initiatives in the 2024 budget alone. China has openly integrated autonomous systems into its military exercises and showcased them at defense expos worldwide. Russia and Ukraine are at the forefront of developing autonomous systems for battlefield advantage, with drones now accounting for roughly 70 to 80% of battlefield casualties in that conflict. This is what experts are calling the Oppenheimer moment of our generation. Just as the atomic bomb redefined warfare in the 20th century, autonomous weapons are rewriting the rules of the 21st. The difference is, this time the weapons are cheaper, smaller, and spreading far faster. Chapter 4. The Problem. No one can solve accountability. Here is where things get philosophically terrifying. When a killer robot makes a mistake, and it will, who is responsible? You can't hold a weapon system itself accountable. It would also be legally challenging and arguably unfair to hold an operator responsible for the actions of a system operating autonomously. There are also difficulties holding manufacturers responsible under tort law. This is called the accountability gap, and it sits at the heart of everything. Algorithmic systems bring huge potential for mistakes. Israeli intelligence officials acknowledged a roughly 10% error rate with their AI targeting system, but this didn't prevent its widespread deployment. A 10% error rate in a supermarket recommendation engine is an inconvenience. In a weapons system, it means people die who shouldn't. Beyond accountability, there's the issue of bias. AI systems learn from historical data. If that data reflects past prejudice, and it often does, the machine inherits it. There's a serious risk of algorithmic bias, where machines may be intentionally programmed to look for certain criteria or may unintentionally discriminate based on race, gender, or disability. Delegating lethal force to a system with built-in blind spots is not an upgrade. It is a catastrophe waiting to be unleashed. Chapter 5. The world tries to react. The international community has not been silent. It has, however, been extremely slow. Discussions about regulating autonomous weapons have been happening at the UN's Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons in Geneva since 2014. That is over a decade of talks with no legally binding outcome. The reason? The CCW framework relies on consensus decision-making, meaning a single country can reject a proposal, even if every other nation agrees. A handful of major military powers have repeatedly exploited this to block proposals. Chapter 6. Two sides of a very sharp debate. The global community is essentially split into two camps. On one side are the over 120 nations and more than 270 civil society organizations calling for a clear ban. Civil society advocates for a two-tiered approach: outright prohibition on the most dangerous autonomous weapons, combined with strict regulations for others, specifically banning systems that target humans directly or operate without meaningful human oversight. On the other side are the major military powers, who argue that outright bans are premature and unverifiable. Chapter 7. What happens if we get this wrong? The 2024 UN resolution itself warned about the risks of an emerging arms race, the possibility of autonomous weapons exacerbating existing conflicts, miscalculations, and the lowering of the threshold for conflict escalation, including the danger of proliferation to unauthorized recipients and non-state actors. That last point is critical. Right now, this technology is controlled by nation-states with some level of accountability. But autonomous weapons are becoming cheaper every year. Their widespread adoption appears imminent, with costs expected to drop and use likely to proliferate across conflicts worldwide. When terrorist organizations, criminal cartels, or unstable regimes get access to weapons that kill without human hesitation. Chapter 8. The clock is ticking. The international community is facing a crucial deadline to conclude treaty negotiations by 2026. That window is narrow, and the weapons are advancing faster than diplomacy ever has. More than 3,800 individual AI researchers and 274 organizations have already signed a pledge refusing to work on autonomous weapon systems, agreeing that the decision to take a human life should never be delegated to a machine. That's not a policy, but it's a signal that even the people building this technology know something has gone deeply wrong. The machines are ready, the arsenals are growing, and somewhere in a conference room in Geneva or New York, diplomats are still arguing over definitions. What do you think? Should autonomous weapons be banned entirely, or can they be regulated responsibly? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next.